But most importantly, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are valued, you are allowed to take up space, you deserve protection, and your feelings, they matter too. Solely because you're a Black girl. Sincerely, a Black girl.
I'm not sure if you've seen Kayla Nicole's letter to a Black girl, but it's about 4 minutes long and it's very wholesome. I would recommend anyone that's gone through heartbreak watch it because it's going to make you feel better. But I will say this message, which I would consider female motivational content, is distinctly different from male motivational content that looks like this.
Think too much. Get my shoes on, head the fuck out. I've been thinking a lot. That internal voice has been talking to me. Talking about, oh man.
Must be fucking what you're hearing. Too much Big Mac sauce. Yeah, you gotta get up, get out.
So I decided to tape record myself. That internal voice I put on tape. Sounds like a straight.
I'm sure it goes against the grain, but I'm not going to criticize Kayla Nicole, even though she has her clear preference for the type of men that she likes. Because quite simply, getting love right is very difficult, and we all make mistakes at it. In fact, I noticed 3 common mistakes that she made in things that I've done, with 3 distinct Japanese women, all of whom I loved very much. But I want to detail these mistakes by using a common game that we all play and understand called spades. Mistake number 1, tipping my hand. Black people can argue for days about the rules of spades. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, in today's thought experiment, that the 2 of spades and the 2 of diamonds are low cards, and the highest card in the deck is the big joker, the little joker, and then you go ace, king, queen of spades, etc. If you were playing spades and you started with this hand and you were going first, what do you think is the best card to play and the worst card to play? In my opinion, the best card to play would be the 4 of hearts, and the worst card to play would be the king of spades. If you play the 4 of hearts, you can be free of worrying about hearts, and anytime someone plays a heart, you could either tease by playing another card like a club or a diamond, or you could play a low spade, and then when you play the low spade, you could delay that as long as possible so that you don't tip your hand. When I met Mystery Woman Letter A, I was instantly surprised at her physique, because I was surprised that an Asian woman could have a physique that was so athletic and just flat out voluptuous. I was almost confusing her for the shape of a Black woman, to be honest with you. And so when I was dating her, I wanted it to work so badly that I revealed some of the things that I was looking for in my checklist up front. And this is a mistake that I think that a lot of divestors make, because if you tell the guy, I'm looking for X, that guy can say, well, I'll present X to you, and then you'll think that you found what you're looking for. And so for guys that are going overseas, if you're dating, one of the big mistakes you can do is reveal early what you're looking for in a woman, instead of just looking for it without making that be known. Because if you tell someone that you're looking for A, B, and C, they can present A, B, and C in a way that will be fitting to you, and you will choose them not based on something natural, but on something that they choose to present to you to make you choose them. Mistake number 2, missing the signs. So this is a second scenario in that I have a very weak hand. I have a bunch of hearts, diamonds. I only have 1 trump card. I can't really win anything. And let's say that my partner has a very strong hand. Now, if I lead with a low card like the 2 of diamonds or the 3 of hearts, I'm essentially telling the other guy, please try and win the book. And let's say in the first case, I play the 2 of diamonds, he plays the queen of diamonds. Okay, now the next time things come around, and let's say he plays like the 10 of clubs and I play the 3 of clubs, that's basically me saying to that person, hey, listen, I don't have anything. If you can win something, go ahead and win it. Now, let's say, for instance, I got lucky and I won a book again, and I was leading off, and let's say I led off with like the 6 of diamonds or the 6 of hearts after he had ran out of hearts. I'm telling him, hey, look, go ahead and win it. And if he plays something like the king of clubs or the 10 of clubs, the mistake is that he's not reading the signs, a mistake that I made with another woman. As much as mystery woman number 1 was sexy and voluptuous, I would say that mystery woman number 2 was cute. In fact, she would probably be your quintessential ideal Japanese girl, or at least in the Western way of looking at it, because she was very dainty, she spoke very softly, she was just very girly, very cute girl. And I remember dating her. One of the things that really stuck in the back of my mind is that we dated for a while, and I remember asking her, am I ever going to meet your family or your parents or your sister? And she always kind of dodged the question, because I think for her, she was too young to get serious, and so she wanted to just have a good time. And so for me, as someone that was a lot younger than I am now, I didn't quite read the signals that she was just having a good time, because she didn't want me to meet her family or any of her closest friends. It was always just, let's just have a good time today, and we'll talk and email each other, whatever, and we'll have a good time while we're dating. And then if the future changes, then we'll change something. And this is a mistake that I think Kayla Nicole made, because after about 6 months, if you're serious, you should be meeting someone that's important to that particular woman. You should be meeting a sibling or one of her best friends. And after about a year, you should probably at least be getting close to meeting a parent, if not meeting the parent altogether. And if you're not getting this, then something is not right and you're not reading the signs. Mistake 3, not moving with intent. Now, let's say that you had this hand and you see that you have 1 heart, you only have 2 clubs, you have a lot of diamonds, and you only have 4 spades, but you have 2 relatively high spades, but you don't have the 2 highest cards in the deck because the 2 jokers are looming. So in this particular situation, you should move with intent. Get rid of the heart as soon as you can so that you can have the freedom of playing the other cards, and get rid of some of those extra diamonds as soon as you can. And if you can, get rid of that 2 of clubs so that you can guarantee that you're going to not get the ace trumped by someone else. And then maybe you could steal a book or 2 with the 5 and the 10 of spades if someone plays the hearts or the clubs. This would be playing with intent. If you wait till later in the game to play the ace of clubs or the 6 of hearts, you stand a very good chance of those cards not working anymore. Or better yet, if you wait too long to play the king and the ace, you can get them trumped by the 2 jokers that are looming. And this is the same as the mistake that I made with mystery woman number 3. When BJS Idmore speaks of the thunderbolt, mystery woman number 3 was mine. In fact, me simply saying that, I know that there are 2 or 3 people that instantly know who I'm speaking of. But in this situation, the first time I saw her, I remember I was just struck. I just could not believe that I had seen someone so beautiful before. And when she said she wanted to date me, I was head over heels. I couldn't believe it. And so for the first bit of time that we were dating, it was cool. Everything was just like walking on clouds. But as time progressed, I think something needed to happen to where if things were going to get more serious, I had to make a move to show intent that, hey, listen, I'm trying to take this to a next level. And so I'm going to do A, B, and C to show you that I'm getting ready to be intentional about locking you down. If you're in a situation where you're just kind of having fun, you're putting her, if she's young and she's smart, in a position where she's going to have to start thinking about her next move if you're not intentional about locking her down, because it's only fair, right? In fact, if you look at Kayla Nicole's situation, the biggest mistake she made was staying with someone and not making it intentional. Hey, listen, Travis Kelce, you're cool. I want to be with you, but we got to make something official here after 5 years, because if not, then I'm going to have to go somewhere else. And that's a mistake that I guess I was young. I wasn't really ready to do that, but that's a mistake that some people make, because if you're not intentional, you're basically telling the young lady, hey, I'm just having a good time here. And so you're going to have to make a decision. Smart girls, especially girls that have men in their lives that care about them, will understand that they are on a time clock when they're dealing with a guy, to where if this guy is the guy, 1, he's going to demonstrate good properties for the future in terms of providing and whatnot. And 2, he's going to show some intent about wanting to lock me down. And if he doesn't show that intent, then I'm going to have to press him and say, if we're not going to get serious, then I'm going to have to ditch the relationship because I'm not going to be out here. At least that's what the smart girls do. Kayla Nicole's speech is going to resonate with a lot of women that are listening to it because they're not in the ideal situation that they're looking for. But I can tell you 3 women that are not listening to her speech, and that would be the 3 mystery women I'm speaking of in this video because they're all married. And so if you as a man or woman, even if you're a divestor, don't heed these signs. You can't tip your hand. If you're a divestor and you want to date a white guy, you cannot let white guys know, I want to date white guys. You got to let it happen organically. And if you are a passport bro and you want to date a woman of a certain origin or a certain kind of shape, whatever, don't let that be known. Just let it happen organically. You got to be intentional if you think she's the one, because she's on a time clock and she doesn't want to be left out without the musical chairs. And you got to read the signs. If she's not letting you meet the people in her life that are the most important, and she's trying to play games about not letting people meet you, you got to know that that relationship's not for you and you got to move on. All mistakes that I made similar to Kayla Nicole, and I don't want to say that Kayla Nicole, because you made a mistake and you couldn't lock down the guy you wanted. What I want to say instead is that many of the difficulties we have in love and relationships are very similar. And instead of making fun of her situation, we should use her situation as a learning opportunity. Heed the signs, gentlemen. You get the signs right, you get the right woman, you'll have a wonderful life. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.